Hello, Pointer people. Today's little sports clip, I thought I'd do a little reaction to yesterday's college football playoff rankings that just came out. There's a lot of different reactions to this, and so I'm going to break it down team by team, see if I expected it, whether it was unexpected, and some changes I think, and basically my whole overview of what I think is going on. So we get into that right now. So number one ranked was Georgia. As expected, they've been the most dominant team this year on offense, defense, special teams. Expected Georgia number one. Number two was Alabama. That is unexpected. A team that lost on the road, albeit to a 3-2 Texas A&M team. They were ranked a little bit higher, but Alabama was ranked 5th in the AP poll, 5th in the coaches poll, and to be put up at number two by this college football playoff committee really puts into question, really, do they look at the teams that are most deserving, or do they look at the eye test? And because Alabama's number two, I think they're looking at eye test, and that makes teams like Cincinnati and Notre Dame and Wake Forest, their path to the college football playoff are a lot more difficult than other people's. Number three, Michigan State. That is a little surprising, but I expected them to jump up. After a nice 16-point comeback against Michigan, they were down 30-14, come back and win that game 37-33. Michigan State is rewarded for that win. They hop up to number three with presumed Heisman Trophy finalist Kenneth Walker as their running back. He scored 5 touchdowns against Michigan. He just went absolutely bananas. Michigan State number three expected. Oregon number four. That was a little unexpected. They do have the head-to-head win over Ohio State, but they by far have the worst top 10 loss. They lost to a 2-3 Stanford team. So right now the committee is showing they value the head-to-head matchups, who beat who. Ohio State number five. This is a little bit unexpected, just based upon how they've been playing. If you put Oregon and Ohio State on the field right now on a neutral site, I don't see a chance where Ohio State loses that football game. They're just going absolutely berserk, averaging about 500 offensive yards per game. C.J. Stroud is just going absolutely nuts on the offense side. They've just been amazing on offense. So they're five. They went out there in the college football playoff. That's in. So a little unexpected they were five, but I'll take that. Cincinnati number six, I was absolutely shocked by that. Cincinnati is the number two team in the AP and the coaches poll. And by Cincinnati being at number six, I think that all but guarantees they have no chance at making the college football playoff, and I'll explain why. Their best win is Notre Dame, and that is a good win. Notre Dame has wins over Wisconsin. They had a nice, even though it's not as impressive, they beat North Carolina, so still a nice win, but Cincinnati being number six is highway robbery. I mean, they're a group of five team, meaning they don't belong to the Power 5 conference, and their strength of schedule isn't great, but yet they're the number two team for a reason in the AP and coaches poll. And the fact that they're put at number six is, in my opinion, it's an abomination of a ranking, really, because that means they have to win out and they need to have other teams lose. And I mean, not only do they have to look in front of them, but they have to look behind them too, because behind them is Oklahoma. Oklahoma wins out, they're going to be playing 3 highly ranked teams to end the regular season and a conference championship game. And if Oklahoma wins all those games, they're going to skip ahead of Cincinnati. So Cincinnati's hopes of making the college football playoff really hinder on all these teams losing. And I think by the committee putting Cincinnati at 6, that's them saying right now that they don't think that a group of 5 team will be able to compete in the college football playoff, and I think that's just it's a tragedy, really, because it means that Cincinnati, even though they've been playing so well, they have no chance at the playoff right now. Behind them is Michigan. That's a little unexpected. I thought they would fall a little bit farther, but they're still a quality team. Got a good road win in Madison against the Badgers in Wisconsin. And so they're in a number 7. Number 8, Oklahoma. I'm a little shocked at that because Oklahoma, even though they started off slow, ever since Caleb Williams, the quarterback, has started, they've just been taking off on offense. They did slip up and have a close game against Kansas, but ever since then they've been great. Wake Forest at number 9, a little expected. Their chance to get to the playoff a little bit more difficult because the ACC is down this year, but if they win out, they're going to be in the conversation. Notre Dame expected. they've got a nice win against Wisconsin in Soldier Field on neutral site. Wisconsin's not playing much better, so that win will keep looking better and better. Oklahoma State, 11 expected. Baylor, 12 expected. Auburn, 13 expected. Basically, we're just going to go down. So Auburn expected, Texas A&M 14 expected, BYU, I expected that, Ole Miss expected, number 17 Mississippi State, completely unexpected team. They are a 5-3 football team. They did just beat Kentucky, but still, the 5-3, 3 losses, the committee really values that one win over Kentucky more than their losses. So unexpected win by Mississippi State gets them in the top 17. Kentucky 18, I expected that. NC State 19 expected, and then Minnesota number 20, completely unexpected. Of all the ranked teams, they have the worst loss by far. They lost to Bowling Green at home, and that is just a horrible loss. Now PJ Fleck has his team playing better, but that loss alone is so ugly. I am shocked that they are ranked, really. I really am. Number 21 is Wisconsin. That's somewhat expected. I figured they'd be ranked after dominating Iowa the way they did in a nice win against Purdue. They really turned their season around and put themselves a chance to win the division. I thought they would have been in around the 24, 25 rankings. I didn't think they'd be as high as 21, but that's a little expected. Iowa 22, that's expected. They did lose to Wisconsin. There's no way they'll be above them. Fresno State 23, San Diego State 24, Pittsburgh 25, all those expected. So if you can take anything away from this week's rankings of the college football playoff, the committee really values head-to-head matchups. They're going to put the team that beat the other team ahead of them. Wisconsin beats Iowa, they're ahead of Iowa. Notre Dame beats Wisconsin, Notre Dame's ahead of Wisconsin, and so on and so forth. So the college football playoff committee is under a lot of fire. These rankings aren't great, but they're not terrible. And as it stands right now, the college football playoff games, if played today, would be the Cotton Bowl, Alabama versus Michigan State, and the Orange Bowl, Georgia versus Oregon. So, I mean, it's a crazy first rankings, and I think it's just going to continue to get crazier. And for teams like Cincinnati, they gotta hope for chaos. They need top 10 teams to lose, and they need to win out and be decisive. But so far, these college football playoff rankings have been a little crazy. That's all I have for the college football playoff rankings. I appreciate you guys all for watching, and I'll keep you informed on this in the next week's Sports Hub. So thank you everybody for watching. I'll see you later. Goodbye.